Any guesses what we're doing today, guys? Yes. And I know it was meant to be Avatar, but like a bitch got too excited and Eternal Sunshine has become my specialized interest, so we're discussing. Hi everyone, I'm Styleboy and welcome to the most chaotic review of Eternal Sunshine by me, Stefano Esposito. Ding ding! We're just gonna like deep dive and basically this is me info dumping to you. I have been listening to this album non-stop. I'm obsessed, so please can we discuss? Let's just dive into it now, let's go. I think the order we're gonna do it in is firstly my thoughts overall, then track by track, and then about the era, because I have some even thoughts about the era and why it... Let's start with thoughts overall. If the intro told you anything, I'm obsessed. I've fallen in love with this album, baby. It was on a Friday, and usually I go to the gym on a Friday because, you know, games. And I've been kind of like excited for it because to me, the promotion's been quite fun because it's been like hints here or there. Like, and I've watched like what the Apple Music interview and then the Zach Sung interview. I mean, if you did not know, I'm a huge fan of Ariana. And I think I ranked all of her albums before. And I also reacted to Positions as well, I think on my channel. And so when it came to this album, I was like, I'm so intrigued. I remember the titles came out, I was like, shit, we're gonna be depressed. And I was like really nervous. And then I listened to the album and I was like, this is amazing. Like this is actually incredible and like I'm obsessed with it. I just think it's so beautiful. And to me, the one thing about this album which makes it so different to other heartbreak or realization albums is the fact that it is not only self-aware, but to me, I also feel like hopeful. There's like an element of hope to it and an element of just like joy throughout the album. I mean, also it's a really smart concept album. Like she's giving 1989. Seriously, the way that the story's laid out is so incredibly smart to the point where I don't want to skip a song. There's also just so much thought that's gone into it. And you can really tell that I feel like Ariana has had so much involvement within the production, the lyrics, and the concept and this era. Like I feel like honestly she really enjoyed it and I feel like you can so tell. Not only with her interviews being like I actually really enjoyed everything about this, but it really is coming off in her sound and she's kind of working what she does best, which is 90s R&B pop. Like my girlie can make some banger pop tunes, she can make some great 90s R&B pop and I feel like it's just there. I'm just like, give it to me bitch, give it to me. If you did not know, the title Eternal Sunshine is inspired by the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which then also is inspired the album because it's kind of surrounding this similar concept, which is the idea of like a relationship falling apart. And if you don't know about the movie, I've never seen the movie also, so I can't comment like whether it relates to the movie or not. I know the brief synopsis of the movie is that a couple breaks up, there's this process that allows them to get rid of memories of each other. Siri, not the time. I think one character's done it, but the other one hasn't. And so is going through the process and actually realizes that losing the memories of that relationship would be for the worst, which has led to the We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love music video concept, which fucking broke me, by the way. Oh, okay. I feel like it's so clever and you can really tell throughout the album there's a story, which is another thing that I love. The fact that we start off with a question and we get answered right at the end. And I feel like we haven't really had like this kind of storytelling from Ariana. Honestly, I feel like since Thank You Next, because to me Positions was just like, let's throw some love songs. And Thank You Next was really that good storytelling and vulnerable album. And I feel like it works, it's just so good. But also, as well as that, this album's incredibly vulnerable and answers questions and things and misconceptions and everything like that. And it does feel vulnerable. Like it's incredibly vulnerable and open and raw, but still so much fun and enjoyable and like light. It feels light and I feel like it just feels airy. And I feel like it's perfect going into spring now, how I'm just gonna able to put this on and just like go through the streets of London and be like just bopping around to this because seriously I have been and I love it so much. It's giving me the same energy as if like a comfort feel album. I'm kind of here for it. Like I love me a comfort album because of also the length of the album as well being 35 minutes. It's really good for journeys, like train journeys and stuff like that. Perfect. I love it. Can't stop listening to it. Right, okay, next. Let's get into track by track analysis. So, intro. She's cute. She sets up the story really well. We love her strings. Ariana, we know we love a string moment. And again, answering the question, how do I know I'm in the right relationship? First lyric. We're considering that's the first lyric. You're going into this immediately with a story. Smart. I don't really have much to say because it's an introduction. Next is the best song. I'm sorry, but bye. There is actual crack put into that song. Max Martin, Ariana, Ilya, you three, I don't know what you put into this song, but I'm obsessed. It's so good. If you don't know, I love me a disco influenced pop song. Like, again, future nostalgia was up my arse. So I was like, yeah. So for me to have like an Ariana disco pop song, I was like, yes, I'm so involved. I'm so here for it. We haven't had this since Greedy, and Greedy's one of my favorite Ariana songs. So I was like, to bring this back, I'm so happy. Also, the lyrics are so fun. It is actually quite sad when you listen to the lyrics, which then kind of gives me the energy as Dance the Night, which is, if you listen to the lyrics a bit carefully, it's a bit like, ugh. But I feel like this one's a bit more acceptance. Like, this is the acceptance that a relationship is over and y'all are moving on and y'all are just like, okay, it's over. At least we tried. Like, there's nothing we can do. Bye. I'm on to better things. That's the kind of energy I really like with the music. And also, it's just fun. Like, it's so much fun. And this song is like, if you need a confidence boost, this is that girl. I could just picture this so well for like getting ready with your friends and just feeling like you're the baddest girls ever. I love it so much. And to me, it's God tier song. Next is Don't Wanna Break Up Again. She's cute. She's fucking sad. This is the first lyric of the song. I fall asleep crying. You turn off the TV. You don't want to hear me. One more sleepless night. Oh God. And it's disguised with this like slightly like 90s, 2000s pop R&B beat. And I'm like, girly pop. Do you want a hug? Do you need support? It's kind of sad because she's definitely like, especially reading the lyrics, she's kind of forgiving him, but it's also like, I know you did wrong, but like, I don't want to hurt you. And it's like, I've got some energy of Aang from the new Avatar. I don't want to hurt people. Do not worry, that's coming like in 2 weeks time. It's cute, she's fun. She's not my favorite, but she's definitely cute. And again, with the story makes so much sense. She's a cute little number.
I don't wanna fuck with your head. It's breaking my heart.
Okay, next is Saturn Return interlude, which I personally really like as an interlude, and I feel like hits such the perfect time because it does feel like at least the first 2 songs are kind of like Head in the Clouds, ditzy, a bit more like, yes, bitch, let's go. And this is almost like a reality hitting because if you did not know, which they explain in the interlude, so Saturn Return is to do with astrology that everyone is born and Saturn is in a certain position, and within 29 years, Saturn comes back around kind of within the same position, and that's where you kind of like realization happens, where you feel like you're connected in life and you feel like just like you start to prioritize and kind of almost like a major just shift happens mentally. And I do feel like, well, not only did she discuss it, that she literally went through her Saturn return and she was like, yeah, in her Zach Sang interview, but also like I feel like it does really flip when you do listen to the album, that there is not heavily, but there is a tonally like a shift where like the next song, which is Eternal Sunshine, which by the way, how it flows in is so flawless. There is a slight tonal shift with that song in particular because it ends up being, this is the reality of the relationship that's broken apart. Not like, here's the daydream, here's the fun of it. I don't know, I feel like it works really well.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And also, can I please just say how the laugh is used as like a background noise, kind of used in both. I don't know, it sounded almost like an old tape or something that it's not actually present. And this is an old memory. And then you just hear a sigh in Eternal Sunshine, like, because it just sounds like she's exhausted and she's tired and she's like, I don't know what to feel about this and this is confusing to me. Genius, smart girly. Eternal Sunshine, I will admit this wasn't my favorite like listening to it first time. I have warmed up to this song quite a lot. I think it's the dun, change, the life, death, rewind. Like that melody, it's so fun and it makes me want to pop.
Pop and lock and jam and break.
Pop it, lock it, polka dot it, country fighting, hip hop it.
Not another piece.
Also the again, production note, I love it. How with the Qatari, like you will baby like Qatari, and it's like the glittery game noise, like you upgraded. Genius. It's such a small detail that I just really do appreciate so much within it. Lyrically, what the fuck? They're both really confused and they're both on a break and it's like they both don't know how to feel and it's just like they're at this like in between, which is what this like song is. Like it's that in between feeling, which is like going back and forth from like your old relationship to this new relationship and kind of not feeling fully healed and kind of feeling unsure, which is what a lot of the album gives. And this track in particular really, I think, cements that permanent, like cements it really well. And I feel like honestly within storytelling, it's perfect. Like I have to say, as a storytelling song within this concept album, Chef's Kiss works perfectly. Oh, but the next one's like my favorite. It's like another one of God tier songs, which is Supernatural. I am a Supernatural girly. I love this like R&B production because I'm an R&B girly. I love the fact that it also has like, I don't know if it's just me, but like an 80s synth as well, which is again my kind of shit. I'm like, give it to me, hon. It's so dreamy and just ethereal. Like, I feel like I'm floating, which are my favorite kind of songs. Like, I feel like I'm being transported to a different world. The songs that make me feel like this are like Supernatural, Goodbye by Victoria Monet, Die by Victoria Monet, Enchanted by Taylor Swift, The Lakes by Taylor Swift, Lightning by Little Mix. They're the ones I can think of. They do it so well where they just transport you to another world, and I love it. And I love also how like love, I think they're talking about sex. I don't know, Ariana's made horny music before, I wouldn't be surprised. I love the way that she describes this love as like supernatural, it's otherworldly, it's magical, it's just out of this world. Like, and I love that so much. I love when love is described like that. It feels just so true. Like, and there are moments where I'm like, damn, it really does feel like that. It feels like another force and I love it. When I listen to this song in specific, I see visions. That sounds like a fucking raven. That's a raven. I see like a vision for like what a music video or a photo shoot could be, which also this album in general, I can picture being a visual album to me. And I feel like with this song in particular, I picture going to like the Griffith Observatory and it just being like you're in a room full of stars and you're just feeling like fantasy and you're just feeling like, whoa, this is like a different feeling. Almost like the scene from La La Land when they go into like the star projecting room and then they start to dance and fly. That's a beautiful scene. That gives me this energy in a way and I love it. Again, as an ethereal bitch, I love it. And I feel like it's such like a perfect jump from one to the next. And to me, this is when we get honestly the perfect three, which is Supernatural, True Story, and The Boy Is Mine, as like Y2K, 90s, R&B pop sound, which is so good. And you know it, there are definitely artists which have like the perfect three, which like back to back to back, skipless, perfection, and you love all of them. This is mine. Let's go on to the next one actually, which is True Story. I love True Story. True Story was definitely another one that I adored straight away. I think I did say it was like my favorite. And I think the reason why I said this was my favorite with Supernatural was because she belts at the end. Like, give me fucking ad-libs and run, bitch. I want you to run your vocals to the ground. I love when artists like really passionately sing. And to me, when they do runs, that's what it represents. And I miss Ariana running like this. I do. Like, and it has like the depth to it. I love it because her voice is so light and airy. So when she does deeper sing, I'm like, give it to me, hon. Combined with her lighter vocals, I'm like, this is perfection. I think people have said that True Story reminds them of Cry Me a River. I can kind of hear a little bit, but I was gonna say I can picture it more within like the 90s NSYNC, kind of like It's Gonna Be Me if it was slower. Probably because again, Max Martin, and if you did not know, Max Martin was a huge producer for NSYNC because Max Martin is like a genius and has worked in the game for like fucking years. To me, the reputation of this album, you know, like she's sprinkled a bit of rap in there. She's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And she did literally say within the album that there's like a mini story. Like she said it was two, I think it's three, which is True Story, The Boy Is Mine, and Yes And, which is almost like this, fuck what the media says, fuck you all. Like if you need me to be a villain, fine, I'll be it. Like I don't care. Like I don't have time for this. As a Reputation stan, it made me so happy and I love it. It definitely gives me like the bad girl energy I need. I need to be in the rain with like a tight vest on and baggy jeans, street dancing to this, pretending I'm in a 90s music video, pouring my heart out to the love of my life. Again, visions, bitch. I seriously adore this song and it's so like smooth and sexy as well. Like I feel this is like such a sexy dark number. Like definitely darker, but I love it. And I feel like it just, again, works perfectly. I know that like I keep on saying that, but to me, the order of these songs just are so smooth and so perfect. Especially this one. This one's like another special place in my heart. To me, I love this one. As well as the next one, which is The Boy Is Mine. Now, I think this was the one that people were instantly gravitating towards. Honestly, I don't think I had that instantly, but now I do, because this is like such a fun song. It reminds me actually of the music that my friend makes, the kind of music that my friend helps produce. Like, it reminds me of my friend Kieran's music. Kieran, if you watch this, hey, and MNEK. Like, they both do this so well. There's a couple of songs actually it reminds me of, like artists. I think one of them, I think it is Ilya, right? IYLA, especially strings. Like, it reminds me of that. It reminds me of Tyler Lewis's Downtime and Flow. Like, anything that Flow does has the same energy as that. I love that kind of sound. And so for me, having another element of it, yes. Flow needs to be on this song if she's ever gonna do remix, because I live for it. Like, this song's so good, and it's so like bad bitch. Again, it just gives like, ugh, I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, he's mine now. What about it? It's just such a cool song. I think it's just so effortless and smooth and sleek and perfect. Next is Yes And. People have been really complaining that this one doesn't go with the album, and it was kind of like an album catfish, which, okay, do I agree that I also thought it was gonna be slightly a house album? Yes. Do I agree that this song does not fit on the album? I actually disagree, because to me, I feel like there's plenty of pure pop songs on this album. Ones without even an ounce of trap or R&B or anything like that, just pure pop. To me, it's like Bye, Yes and We Can't Be Friends. And especially We Can't Be Friends, I feel like goes really well with Yes and, because they both have that like more 80s influence. Yes and to me is like late 80s, early 90s. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's to me what I think. And so to me, I think it goes really well. And I think as a lead single makes sense. I see why she was like also like, I wanted to just release this, and then the rest of the singles and music videos are gonna come out after, which is like smart, because you have to have this as well as the first song to really get what the album is about. I feel like, and also that I do also kind of see that Yes and can stand on its own. Although also low key, like I feel like this song's got even better on the album. Like I feel like to me is the perfect tonal break, is a bit more of like the fun dance song, and to me makes sense, and I love it. Again, it's fun. I remember me and my friend Joe, we were both like, what the fuck? We were like, Miss Ariana! This song is for the gays, and it's only for the gays. However, that remix can go in the bin and burn. I hate it. Don't get me wrong, Mariah and Ariana should definitely collab more, because that's so weird that they don't. But also at the same time, all we can hear is Mariah. It just gives me the energy of like Ariana singing like this. She's just singing normally. Mariah's like fucking screaming in the room, and Ariana's just like, Jesus. It just sounds funny, and the Kids Bop chorus, it just sounds Kids Bop. To me, they don't really harmonize very well. I don't know. Like, not my favorite remix. I also know there's the Troye Sivan version of Supernatural. I like it, but I think because it came out so close to the original album, I'm not even trying to listen to that. Next is We Can't Be Friends, Wait For Your Love, which fucking broke me. Oh my god. It's so sad. Girl, are you okay? This is like that true dance crying song. It does remind me of Robin dancing on my own, and it is really sad. I do feel like there's a point though where she does talk to herself. Like, I feel like it switches from the partner into the self thingy. And again, there's definitely a lot of like reassurance and self-reflection and growth. I like it. Is it my favorite on the album? No. And I do get why it's the second single. I agree it should have been second single. And also the fucking music video, Jesus Christ. That music video, ouch. I think I nearly cried to it. And I did actually get really emotional, I think, the second time listening to this song, because it really just hurts. It's a really sad song. It's beautiful. It's just really sad. But my favorite thing about this song is those strings at the end, bitch. Those strings at the end are like a coming of age movie, and it's very hopeful. That's the one theme within this album I can definitely say it's just very hopeful, and that's something I simply do adore from this. It's hopeful, it's optimistic, and I truly love it. It's just so good. And I do think this song is warming up on me more and more and more. Same with the next song, I Wish I Hated You. This song's definitely warmed up on me. I really like it now. First I was like, it's okay, but I feel like the reason why I like it is the instrumental is so delicate and so soft. And also this is the one that Ariana, I think, produced by herself mainly, which again, flex girl. The song's the rawest of them all. So I think to have this like almost like delicate electronic synth works beautifully, especially with how raw the emotions are with this one, saying like, I wish I hated you, but I can't. I think we've all definitely been in this situation, or especially when you have someone leave your life and you wish there was a reason to hate them, but you just can't, and you still care about them a lot. And I feel like we've all been there. Also when her voice cracks, ouch!
And no matter
sad, but it's beautiful. Next is my least favorite, Imperfect for You. Before you come at me, yes, I get why it's supposed to have the off melody because it's supposed to be imperfect. Does that make me like it anymore? No. It also, to me, sonically doesn't fit compared to the rest of the songs, which I feel like fit really well. To tell you what it is, it's that fucking guitar. That was initially when I didn't like it because I was like, this guitar sounds really off. And this is her favorite, which I'm like, ugh. Every time I listen to this song, I'm like, eh. It is a love song and whatever, it's cute. But also, this is just my pet peeve. I hate when people call themselves like fucked up. Oh, I'm so messed up, I don't deserve anything. You're not fucked up, you're not messed up. You've been through a lot. And maybe this is just me viewing from a very empathetic standpoint, which like, you've been through a lot and you're a human being. Please be graceful to yourself and remind yourself that like, it's okay that you made mistakes and whatever. Like, please baby, like, I know you're a good person. I believe that you are a good person. If I could, I would skip this song. This is my only skip from the album, okay? I just don't see what y'all see. And then the last one's just really cute, which is Ordinary Things. I think this is just so sweet. To me, it describes love, which is so lovely, which is that there's nothing ordinary about our relationship. We can do basically whatever, and that is beautiful to me. Wanting to be in a relationship with you is just the time that we spend together. I love it. Like, and I just want to spend more time with you. I don't care what we do, as long as we spend time together. I absolutely love it. And then Nonna's ending voice note, answering the question in the beginning. It's so good, and I feel like that really makes this album like a full circle and healing a bit, and again, hopeful. There is hope within this album. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. It's so good. Let me give my ranking over here. Tell me what you think here of my ranking. I need to hear your opinions. I'm a nosy bitch, I just like hearing other people's opinions. And lastly, I wanted to kind of briefly go about this because again, I'm a visual bitch. I love my visuals. With this album, I think definitely this era has been so interesting to me because visually this is so different from any of Ariana's. And I think the one important thing I really want to get into, red. Why is this era red? Why not even gold or yellow? Because to me, a lot of the visuals have been also very warm. Dark, yeah, but very warm. So to me, the color scheme of this era, based off like all the imagery that we've seen, is like red and browns and golds and yellows and cream family. And it's just incredibly warm. I feel like red is such an interesting color because we've definitely seen artists use red within their visuals previously before. Having red often comes with a lot of different connotations and themings, which red obviously means love. Red does mean love, and I feel like despite this being a heartbreak album, there's definitely a lot of love that not only has been poured into this, but also a lot of love to consider for both parties, like herself and her ex-partner and her current partner. You definitely can hear that within the album, and I feel like also the kind of red it is, it's incredibly warm. It feels like almost like a hug. That probably leads into this more like optimistic sound with the album. I think there is massive use of optimism and joy and healing, and I feel like that's definitely because of the gold that's within it. It's so rich and comforting, and I feel like it's comforting to us because it just knows that we're not the only ones going through this back and forth about what do we feel like when we leave a relationship. I think that's really incredibly smart. With also just looking at like different things that red represents, it means strong-willed, which I think that definitely is true. She definitely has a lot of strong will within herself within this. It can mean powerful, energy, confidence, passion, courage. It takes a lot of courage to leave something that isn't good for you. It also takes a lot of courage mentally to know that what you're leaving isn't good and you still care about that person. And so for me, I think this is just so beautifully done. I think also just because red's fun. Like red with this color scheme just is eye-catching and it's attention grabbing. And so I feel like with the red hints without this, it's just fun. And again, kind of leads into also the other side of this album, which is that like taking back my power, reclaiming the narrative kind of thing. I love it. I think it's so smart, and I really do like this, like the red. Single choices, I think they make sense. I see the vision that she's going into so far, and hopefully she's releasing more visuals. Oh my god, because also the visuals that she has released for the album, like the music videos have been quite fun, and I think more just enjoyable, especially the yes and dance, and also throughout the music video for We Can't Be Friends, I think works really well. Oh, I also forgot to say the other reason why I think red is because the previous era was mint green. Mint green often is like brand new start, refresh, new life, new energy, and when she's talking about love, it's this brand new love that's exciting and fun and she's so head in for, you know? And so the opposite of love is a breakup. And so to go with a color like red, my girl is smart, my girl is sneaky. And also you can tell there's also a hint of flowers throughout the era as well. I don't think it's gonna be like a symbol as much as like we're supposed to be for positions. Throughout We Can't Be Friends, there's so many flowers within it. The music video, which is again symbolizing that it's the end of this relationship. We're never coming back. I can't wait to see what she does next. I have two visions of where she could go with it single wise. I would love it if she did do like The Boy Is Mine as like a fun cheeky little thing, or Supernatural as the next single, just to like do this like dreamy ethereal sound. I feel like those two would be really good. To me, I think the last single of the era should be Bye. It should be like, we're leaving this era, bye, and then move on to the next one. I think that'd be really cool. My final thoughts on the album, I absolutely love it. I think this one is slowly becoming one of my favorites from Ariana. I'm obsessed and I keep on listening to it and I keep on falling in love with it the more and more I listen. And if I'm gonna give this album a ranking, it's definitely like a 9. I'm obsessed and I can't wait to just grow more fond of it the more and more I listen to it. But yeah, that is the end of the video. I really hope you did enjoy this video because I had so much fun filming this. And a reminder to subscribe and hit that notification button so you are ready for the Avatar video that's coming within 2 weeks. So you're ready for the Avatar video that's coming within 2 weeks time. I'll see you guys within 2 weeks for that video and I love y'all and have a good rest of your day. Bye!